About the poet. Robert Frost was born March 26, 1874, in San Francisco. He became very interested in reading and writing when he was in high school. He married Eleanor Miriam White, who was a major inspiration for his poetry until she died in 1938. Frost finished college at Harvard without an official college degree and had to have many different jobs to support his family. He was a teacher, then an editor, and he even attempted to be a farmer. He became friends with Ezra Pound, who helped to promote and publish his work. By 1920, he was the most celebrated poet in America. His work is principally associated with the life and landscape of New England. He taught in Massachusetts and Vermont until he later died in Boston, January 29, 1963. In 2000, the Cider Press in England published As Told to a Child Stories from the Dairy Notebook, a collaborative production of 18 stories by Frost with illustrations by the children from the bouquet. The limited edition shows us visually the imaginative world of the Frost family as it was shared between parents and children in New Hampshire and Gloucestershire on the eve of World War I. His granddaughter Leslie said that this collaborative effort was something that her grandfather would call education by poetry, and that it was his younger audience at home and in the schools that helped shape his early verse. Robert Frost's life was filled with grief and loss. When he was 11, his father died of tuberculosis, leaving the family with just $8. His mother died of cancer in 1900, and in 1920 he had to commit his younger sister into a mental hospital, where she died 9 years later. Frost's daughter Irma was also committed to a mental hospital in 1947. His wife had heart problems, and in 1937 she developed breast cancer, and in 1938 she died of heart failure. Out of the 6 children that Frost and his wife had, only 2 outlived their father. Robert has had his fair share of loss, and from that he has been able to use it in his poetry. In contemporary literary criticism, the editors state that Frost's best work explores fundamental questions of existence, depicting the chilling starkness, the loneliness of the individual in an indifferent universe. He used his life experience to make the theme of his poems feel more real. Robert Frost was an American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in America. He is highly regarded for his realistic depictions of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech. His first poem published was My Butterfly. This poem displays his youthful, raw talent. The poem depicts the somber loss of life and the simple death of a butterfly, which is complexly compared to the rest of its surroundings, including Frost. He reminisces how he remembered watching his butterfly, float among a field. One of his more popular works is The Road Not Taken, which is about a man who cannot decide which road to take and gets filled with sorrow and regret about the path that he does not take, and focuses on loss of opportunities. While Robert Frost is an American author, his impact can clearly be seen all over the world. Frost uses words to display an image to the reader. Many critics have spoken on his use of words and his ability to portray a certain image of scenery to the readers. Frost did not gain the prestige or fame that goes along with his name until the early 1920s. This is the time when Frost really began to be acknowledged as one of the most important American poets. Frost focused his writings on the beauty of life and of nature. While Frost's language is simple, it is also very profound. Frost spoke of everyday events, common situations, and rural imagery. Frost's writings are very easily read, and they all have an underlying significance. Frost's poetry was very beautiful, both lyrically and in its message. His goal was to express the beauty of nature and show the good that comes from life. He also wanted to help his readers see all the good in life, when it might not seem as if there can be any left.